kitchen. This show is called Cooking with Matty V, and it's a special night. First, let me introduce who's in the house tonight. First of all, I have my lovely wife, Doreen.
Hi.
And we have her twin sister, just as lovely, Darlene.
Hi.
Then we have Addison, a friend of the family.
Hi.
And ultimately, my executive producer, Haley, who is behind the camera.
Hi.
All right, let's get going. This is a big night, a big night. Tonight, the name of the show is Meatballs. All right, lots of meatballs in the world. You got eggplant meatballs, you got zucchini meatballs. This is your basic meatball. I grew up in Queens, New York. The family comes from Brooklyn. So this is your New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Philadelphia basic meatball. Now, how many recipes are there of meatballs?
3,100.
Last count, 20,549 recipes, okay? So I don't want to hear it, all right? This is the way I make my meatballs. It's based in the Brooklyn, New York thing. So let's get going. Let's see what we got tonight. First of all, I got a pound of ground chuck and a pound of ground pork. 2 eggs. 2 tablespoons of salt. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Freshly minced garlic. If you got the little garlic in the jar, yeah, go for it. Don't worry about it. 2 cups of Romano cheese. If you got Parmesan cheese, use the Parmesan cheese. If you're going to use the Parmesan cheese, use a little less salt. Bread, soaked in milk. How much bread? I took a baguette and cut it in quarters. It's about that size. Soaked it in milk for about 10 minutes. Drained the milk off, and we're ready to go. Breadcrumbs. I got 3 cups of freshly grated breadcrumbs. I don't buy my breadcrumbs in the store. If you look at those store-bought breadcrumbs, they're full of salt. Some of them even have a lot of sugar. I take the time to make my own breadcrumbs. You do what you like.
How do you make your breadcrumbs?
I take fresh bread, I grate it up, and then it's still kind of gummy. And then I put it in the oven to toast for about 5 minutes, and then I'll take it out and I'll put it back into the food processor, ground it up again, and this is what we get. I don't add anything else to this plain breadcrumb. If I'm making flavored breadcrumbs, then I'm gonna have parsley, and I'm gonna have Parmesan cheese, and granulated garlic, and we're gonna do a show on that.
All right.
I have fresh Italian parsley from my garden, and then a little surprise later on that we're not gonna talk about right now. Okay, let's get going. This is real quick. I got my oil on. I'm heating it up to about 370 degrees. Once the meatballs hit the pan, it goes down to about 350. So here's 2 eggs, salt and pepper, freshly minced garlic, Romano cheese. I go a little crazy on the Romano cheese. You don't have to put 2 full cups. And then my soaked bread. What's the reason behind soaked bread? Because we don't want to eat baseballs. We want to eat meatballs, okay? And the soaked bread will make your meatballs nice and fluffy. No one likes hard balls, okay? We need nice, fluffy balls. And that's what we're going to get because of the soaked bread. And then we're going to put our breadcrumbs. And the breadcrumbs, I tell you, I'm going to go little by little. That's about 3/4 of the breadcrumbs. And now we're going to mix them. And the best way to mix meatballs is the machine at the end of your arm. They're called hands, okay? You don't, I washed my hands just before we started taping. Trust me, everything's beautifully clean. And now I'm looking at the consistency and the mix. Now, tell you the truth, it was kind of tough to come up with an exact recipe of these ingredients because no Italian goes off a recipe. They go off of the smell and the look of the mix. But I'm pretty sure I got the recipe right.
And the feel.
And the feel, the texture. Okay? Which is why I left some breadcrumbs out. Okay? Now, if I put all the breadcrumbs in and it was coming out dry, how do I get the breadcrumbs out?
You don't.
I can't pick the breadcrumbs out, so I don't put it all in at one time. Okay?
More enough.
Do I need more? I don't know yet. I'm not done mixing. Well, here's another rule to meatballs. There are some people that say, don't overwork your balls. I don't know. The balls are going to come out tough. Not if you got the right ingredients. I come from the old school where when you're done mixing the meatballs, mix them again. So you get a nice even mix. And so let's look at, first of all, I give it a good smell. You don't want to smell all beef and pork. You want to smell some garlic. Right now I smell the garlic. I smell the cheese. Okay, I'm going to put that aside for one moment. We're going to take our fresh Italian parsley from my garden.
With the tag still on the wrapper?
Hey, I grow tags in my garden too, along with the plastic bags. It's a very special garden. Okay. And we're done. We'll put like a half a cup of parsley. You want more parsley? You can put more parsley. Okay, we'll do a remix. And then we're going to start rolling the meatballs. Now this is 2 full pounds of meat plus all the ingredients. How many balls am I going to get? Since I've been doing this for 30 years, I can tell you exactly that we're going to get 16 meatballs out of this.
I was going to say 20.
What's that?
I was going to say 20, but it also depends on how big you want to make them and how small you want to make them.
Right, and how many ounces are they going to be?
I don't know.
Precisely and exactly 2.5 ounces per meatball.
Do you weigh your meatballs?
No, it's just simple math. Now, if a pound of beef is 16 ounces and a pound of pork is 16 ounces, then we're going to add in our ingredients, and if I get 16 meatballs out of it, it's going to come out to 2.5 ounces each. Some people like really big meatballs. You know who likes the really big meatballs now? Restaurants, because they like to charge you $12 for a side of meatballs. Not only that, no, it's not even a side of meatballs anymore. Italian restaurants now have meatballs as an appetizer. So now you're up to $13.95.
We don't have to worry about that. No, we don't.
Okay, so now we rolled up our meatballs. I have 16 meatballs, like I said, but now we have a little treat. I went through my refrigerator today, and I found one little piece of beautiful mozzarella cheese, or as they say in Arizona, mozzarella cheese. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb in here real quick, and I'm going to grab a piece of mozzarella cheese. Okay, now I'm going to re-roll it. And it's always nice to be eating your meatball and have a little surprise inside. Very simple. See, even the dog loves it. I just mentioned mozzarella cheese and Bella comes running.
She knows.
Okay. So now we're going to start frying. Like I said, my oil's at about 360, 370. Once the cold meatballs go in, it's going to go down to 350, which is exactly what we want. Never overcrowd your pan, because then Haley just stole some mozzarella cheese, all right? We're going to call the Italian police.
That's it, Haley.
All right. All right, never want to overcrowd your pan, because let's face it, if you got 16 meatballs and you overcrowd it to 12 meatballs, then you got 4 left. You're not saving any time. Okay.
You go right ahead, honey. Help yourself.
All right.
Just take the bowl.
I got a sauce going over here. This is my homemade basil marinara sauce, which is what we're going to put the meatballs in to finish them.
That's what you should do for your next show.
Really?
Yeah. Really. Alex is sitting on the counter.
Okay, this whole process is going to take about 4.5 minutes.
All right.
The one thing you don't want to do, well, some people love crusty meatballs. I don't like crusty meatballs, and I'll tell you why. When you put them in the sauce, the crusty meatballs will not absorb the sauce into the meatball. I like my sauce absorbed into the meatball. Gives you another level of flavor. When you cut the meatball in half, and it has a little red tint to it, that's not like rare meat. What that is the actual tomato sauce permeating the meatball and giving you that extra level of flavor. Let's see where we are here. And that's what I want. That is not crusty. It is cooked evenly. And oh, boy, do I get excited when they come out like this. This is awesome.
Beautiful.
The mozzarella cheese so far is not leaking out. If it does, oh, what the hell. Notice the meatballs are not perfectly round. Tell you the truth, they never are. They never are. They're kind of like a disc shaped. And what we're going to end up doing eventually is tossing it also on the side, like that. So I put my meatballs in the sauce. Let's take a look. Put them in a bowl. Oh, ho, ho, wow. We got a lot of mozzarella going on over here.
You want to take a bowl?
So they've been cooking for about, I don't know, about 35 minutes. We'll take a look inside. Look at that, look at that. Is that absolutely gorgeous? Okay,
Yes.
I gotta take a taste. Can we take a taste? All right. Very light, very fluffy, not hard at all. This is the dish, okay? Restaurants today are charging $8.95, $9.95, $12 for this. Okay, whatever. Now you can make it at home. Just want to tell you that this has been Cooking with Matty V. My next comedy show is going to be the night before Thanksgiving. It's a holiday show at the Tempe Improv. Come one, come all, and don't pay at the door. I have an open guest list. All you have to say is Matt Vecchio at the box office, and you get in free. Hope to see you there. Thanks very much. Don't forget to go to my YouTube channel, Matt Vecchio Comedy. You got to share it. You got to subscribe to it. There's a lot of homework involved, but if you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much, folks.
Subscribe, comment, and share.
Okay.